Okay, this is Mr. Lehman. I'm going to go over a few of the homework problems from today's assignment. Number 2 on your worksheet says y equals 2 times the absolute value of x. It means our vertex, which is the point at the bottom where it switches from increasing to decreasing, is going to be at 0, 0, just like our parent function, because there's no numbers that show a shift. The 2 out in front, just like a line, represents a slope, like y equals 2x and y equals negative 2x. So you could say your slope is positive 2 and negative 2 from the vertex 0, 0. So I can count up to and over 1, up to and over 1, up to over 1, up to over 1. I can go up to over 1, going over left and right. Up to over 1, now I'm going to the left. That makes my graph have a positive 2 slope on the right and a negative 2 slope on the left, and then that would be my answer. Y equals 2 times the absolute value of x. I'm going to put the parent function on there just so you could see it. This green one is the parent function. Y equals absolute value of x. And so the parent function you can see is wider because the 2 in front for y equals 2 times absolute value of x means it should be steeper. It means that every value is twice as high. So on the parent function, this is at 1. The one right above it, I use the highlighter, is at 2. This point right here is 4, 4 on the parent function. So on the new graph, it's at 4, 8 because again, it's twice as far away. So when I'm graphing it, I can use that 2 as a slope, positive and negative 2. For number 3, same thing except my slope is 1/2. The 1/2 means that this is going to be less steep than the parent function. Y equals absolute value of x again. Parent function starts at 0, goes up and over 1 on both sides. To do 1/2, I'm still going to start at 0, 0 for my vertex. And my slope is going to be 1/2 on one side and negative 1/2 on the other. So up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, over and over. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, the other direction. And that causes a negative slope on that side. So the blue curve is what you're trying to graph. For number 7, this says absolute value of x plus 3. As a reminder, this means that I am shifting 3 units right. Horizontal shifts are the opposite of what we see. We see x minus 3, so we do the opposite, which is 3 units to the right. So my vertex is at 3, 0. If you want to know why, a better explanation, or you want an explanation of why that is 3, 0, please ask your teacher, which could be myself or Mrs. Merriman, and we'd be happy to go over that with you. So 3, 0 is my vertex. I start with my vertex. We went 3 units to the right. Then I look in front to see what my slope is. There's no number there, so my slope is going to be the positive and negative 1. So I'm just going to do like the parent function, up 1 over 1 to the right, up 1 over 1 to the left, and draw my graph from there. And there's my graph, y equals absolute value x minus 3. You can go to desmos.com and type these in to check them. You can also look at the answer key that's provided online. Number 8 says x plus 1, so I wanted to show you that if it says plus, we're actually going to go to the left. So for this one, my vertex is going to be at negative 1, 0, because we do the opposite of what we see. So that means there's a shift left by 1 unit. So instead of the parent function being at 0, 0, we're at negative 1, 0 for my vertex. My slope is still plus and minus 1, so up 1 on both sides. And that's it. Feel free to pause the video at any time, go back and look at problems again, pause it and try to do the next one without seeing all the answers. I'm going to jump ahead to number 12. If you need to, you can pause and go back and do the 9, 10, and 11 first. So number 12 has two types of transformations. It has a different slope, so it's steeper because it has a slope that's going to be positive and negative 3. And the plus 3 at the end means that I have a shift up of 3. If you have the question on how come when we have the number inside we shift the opposite way, and how come when we have the number on the outside we shift the same direction we see, like plus 3 means up 3, myself and Miss Merriman, your teacher, whoever your teacher is, can answer that question well for you. I don't want to take time in the video to do so because it's kind of a back and forth conversation with you to see if it makes sense. But I know that my vertex is going to be at 0, 3 because I went up 3. So that is based on the plus 3 at the end. We shifted the entire graph up 3. My steepness means that I have a slope of positive and negative 3. So I circled those. So from my vertex, I'm going to go up 3 and over 1 on both sides. If I had more space in my graph, I could keep going and make that graph. So still has a V shape. It's 3 times as steep, and the plus 3 at the end means I shifted my whole graph up 3 units. And that's it. If you have more questions, feel free to stay after school, work with a tutor with a tutoring program, or touch base with your teacher. You can also come in during academic lab and get some help. Thanks.